Welcome back. So today is Wednesday. Who likes snacks? Tengo mucho hambre, right? You want snacks? Después escuela? Of course you do. So if you're not my student, I'm telling you, today after school, in my class, free snacks. Snacky, comida, ito, right? There. Look, snacky. Yes, you do. After school, get some snacks. Don't play PUBG in my class. Right? Yes. Irala. M201. All right. Please. It's going to be fun today after school. All right. So come today after school for Algebra 1, EOC testing, my classroom, and like I said, snacks provided, like I said. Now, did everyone write tracker for your warm-up if you're in my class? Cool. Now, here's what we're doing today. Let me pass this out. Whether you're in my class or Mr. Luna's class, we're doing notes on how to find key features. It's going to be pretty easy. You just got to pay attention. The more we pay attention, the less time this takes, and then you can do your thing after that, okay? So. All right, here we go. Today, key features of quadratics. Y'all ready? All right, so does everyone see these two graphs right here? This unit, Unit 7, is called quadratics, and it makes these shapes, okay? Now, this shape kind of looks like a U, the red one on the left. The one on the right is like an upside-down U, or like a hill, or whatever, okay? But the technical name for this, there's a P word, it's parabola. Parabola, cool? Now, we're going to label on these graphs all of these words. So first things first, a vertex. The vertex is where it changes direction. I want you to put a point at the bottom of the U, right here. Does everyone see that? Right there. Okay. And on the other graph, it could be at the top of the hill, right? So over here. What am I hearing? All right. You don't got headphones, do you? Please. All right. I'll be done soon, I promise. Now, at the top or the bottom where it changes direction, that's called a vertex. Go ahead and write that in here. Vertex. I'm typing, you write it either way. Vertex. Is everyone with me so far? Vertex is either at the bottom or the top. It's where it changes direction. Cool. Now, this next word, axis of symmetry. Have y'all heard that word before? Symmetry. Okay. What does it mean to have symmetry? Well, symmetry, if you didn't already know, is when something is the same on both sides such that it could be folded in half and be the exact same, right? So like pretty much like, you know, a person is pretty symmetrical, you know, left hand, right hand, left foot, right foot, two eyes, you know, for the most part. So again, symmetry can draw a line that cuts it in half, that you could fold it down the middle. So we're going to draw a line down the middle through the vertex, okay? So here we go. Go ahead and start drawing this line right here. And I'd make a dashed line, right? Make sure you're writing this stuff down, right? Everybody, Miss DeLuna's class too, you're doing this. She's going to expect you to know this, and it's not that hard, so you can do this, all right? If you need a pencil, ask your amigo for a pencil, all right? Right here, or maybe over here. I know I'm kind of in the way, so sorry. Here we go. Now, that's called the axis of symmetry. Okay. Axis of symmetry. Okay, this word, this phrase, axis of symmetry. Cool. Now, so vertex is where it changes directions at the top or bottom. Axis of symmetry is a dashed line that you can draw down the middle, cuts it in half. The next words, we'll do x and y intercepts. Now, do y'all know what an x-intercept is? It's where it crosses the x-axis. So look, this first parabola, quadratic, where does it cross this x-axis? Where does this touch this? I guess kind of a trick question. Not supposed to be tricky, but it doesn't touch it, obviously, right? Like this vertex is above the line. So sometimes there is no x-intercept, okay? So in this situation, this line does not cross this line. Cool. So we can put no x-intercept on this one. No x-intercepts. But on the right, look at this one. Where does this line, this curving parabola, this quadratic, where does it cross? This line. Right here and right here. Right? You see where they touch? The x-axis. Go ahead and put a point there. Check it out. Here's a point. Here's a point. Those 2 points are called x-intercepts. Cool. So again, it has to touch x to be x-intercept. The first one doesn't touch it, so no x-intercept. Now what about a y-intercept? Where does it touch that vertical y-axis? What number do you see where it touches? Y'all see that 3? Where it touches on the first graph? So again, here's my y-axis is right here. It touches the graph right there. And on the other graph, here's my y-axis, and it touches the graph right there. So you can go ahead and label that the y-intercept. Cool? So we got vertex, x and y intercepts, okay, wherever it crosses those axes. Now, last 2 are maximum and minimum, okay? So put your thinking caps on, look right here. Okay, I'm pointing right here. So look, is this a maximum or a minimum? What do y'all think? All right. So basically, is it at the top or the bottom? So right here, it's at the bottom. So minimum is correct. Okay. So bottom of a U, that vertex is also called a minimum. Okay. So where you wrote vertex here, you can also put minimum. Okay. Now, what about this vertex over here? So this point at the top here, if it's at the top, that sounds like maximum. So bottom of a U is a minimum, top of the hill is a maximum. Cool? Let's go ahead and do that. Maximum. So max is at the top, min is at the bottom. Cool. that's all the things that you need to be able to label. So the new thing for today, this vocab that you have to know is right here. Everyone get this down? Okay. So again, what do we talk about? Vertex changes direction. It's either a max or a min. Intercepts are either on the x or the y, and sometimes there's no x. It's okay. Axis of symmetry is vertically going straight through the vertex. So let's do an example of an actual graph below. Ready? Does anyone still need this? Okay. Below. Check this out. One thing that's missing from this is like that bottom point. So let me help you out here. Okay. At the bottom here is a point. Okay. Go ahead and put like points everywhere you know. So the vertex, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept. These are all points you're going to need to write down. Okay. And 3 of those points are on the grid. They're easy to tell. But you see that bottom vertex point? It's kind of like not on the grid, so I'll tell you what it is. Okay, it's kind of unfortunate that it's not on the grid here. So go ahead and put this point at the bottom. Okay, so let's fill in these blanks. What is the y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis? What do y'all think? Right here, right? Should I just put -4? No, I want an ordered pair, a coordinate point, x comma y. So it's going to be 0, comma, -4. Cool. Now, let's draw the axis of symmetry, going straight down the middle with a dashed line. Y'all ready? Here we go. Through the vertex, straight up and down. Okay. Now here's something new. The way you write an axis of symmetry, it has to be an equation of a line. And since it's a vertical line, we want to think, what axis does it go through? So check it out. This vertical line hits right here on which axis? What do you call this left to right axis right here? This is the x-axis. So whenever you have a vertical line going through the x-axis, you're always going to write x equals. So for your axis of symmetry, it's always x equals, and it's going to be the x value of the vertex. What number is it going through on the x-axis? 1.5. This number right here. Okay. So whenever we write this, it's going to be x equals the x value of the vertex. Cool. Hear me say this. You have to write x equals. You can't just put 1.5 because it's a line. Lines have an equal sign equation. Now, what's the x-intercept? I see one right here. I see one right here. -1, +4. But you got to write it as a coordinate point. X comma y. So check it out. -1 comma 0 and 4 comma 0. That'll do. Does that make sense that we have a x-intercept here, -1, 0, x-intercept here, 4 comma 0. There is sometimes more than one x-intercept. Vertex, what's at the change of direction down here at the bottom? 1.5 comma -6.25. Cool. And I want to make this connection for you. The axis of symmetry is always x equals, and this number is the x value of the vertex. That's how you always write the axis of symmetry, the x value of the vertex. X equals the x value of the vertex. Okay. Last step. Is that a max or a min? What do you think? It's at the bottom. Bottom is minimum. So circle minimum. That's how you do it. So when you get your assignment, on the front side, it's going to be just like this. So use this as a help. But we're not done. What if they don't give you a graph to look at? What if they only give you an equation? Flip over your notes. This won't take too long. Does anyone still need this? All right, check it out on the back. What if there's no graph? What if there's only an equation? Well, you want to use Desmos. You want to look at it. Desmos will really help you if you have an equation, okay? So let me pull up Desmos for 1 second. All right, so check this out. We have an equation, x squared minus 6x plus 8. Step 1 says input the equation into Desmos. Does everyone know how to get to Desmos in the Launchpad? Launchpad, math folder, Desmos. Type in the equation. Step 2, click on the graph to show the key points. Step 3, click on those actual dots. Step 4, fill in these answers. So we're going to do this together. Here we go. Step 1 is to graph it into Desmos. So I got my Desmos, I got my question. So I'm going to type y equals x squared minus 6x plus 8. Okay. Now, step 1 is to graph it. Step 2, I need to just click it somewhere. Click it. And you'll notice, you might have noticed, do you see this little gray dot, gray dot, gray dot, gray dot? It gives you now these key features. Step 3, click those individual gray dots. So I got this one, and it leaves the coordinates there, which is pretty cool. Cool. All right, now I can fill out my answers here. So out of those dots, which one's those points, which one is the y-intercept? Is it this one? This one? This one? Which one? Say it. Is it this one? I got twice as many people in here. Who can tell me the y-intercept? It's on this y-axis. Thank you. 0,8. So write that in, please. Is someone there? Someone there? It's not locked. So, all right, axis of symmetry. Now, there is not a line here, but you could draw a line straight down the middle through the vertex, right? So if I drew it, it would look like this. Straight down the middle through here. When we have a vertical line, we always write x equals. So go ahead and write your axis of symmetry. X equals. And what is the x value of that vertex? 3. So again, the vertex is 3, -1. The axis of symmetry is x equals that x value, so x equals 3. Okay. What about the x-intercept? Showing your face so I know have a seat in the chair. Okay. So the x-intercept is 3, -1. Sorry, not 3, -1. This point right here is 2, 0. And then the other one right here is 4, 0. All right. Now what about the vertex? Where it changes direction right here is 3, -1, right? Last step. How do I tell if it's a min or a max? Is it at the top or the bottom? This point is at the bottom of a U. Bottom means minimum. Sound good? So that's how you do it in Desmos. You have to graph it in Desmos, click the points. All right, is it pretty easy? Lo fácil. So here's the deal. You're going to do the next example right now while I pass out your assignment, and then we'll go over that one. I'll let you work. Sound good? One over to Yep. After we finish this last problem real quick. Okay, look. Last one here. Check it out. Even if you don't type y equals, you can still type it in. Okay. So 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. I start clicking these points. Does everyone see these points here? So now I'm just going to type in the answers, write in the answers. Okay. The y-intercept crosses this y right here at 0, negative 12. Okay, the axis of symmetry would go through that vertex right here at the x value of negative 0.5. So I'm going to type, hold on. I always type x equals, and then the x value, negative 0.5. The x-intercept is here and here, negative 3, 0, 2, 0. The vertex is at the bottom, which is negative 0.5 and negative 12.5. Since it's at the bottom of a U shape, a parabola, that's a minimum. Cool. So that's the back part of your notes. You have your assignment. You have a Chromebook, or you can get one. You're going to use Desmos, use what we just learned, fill this out. If you're in Ms. DeLuna's class and you finish, hold on to it, take it to her, turn it into her, okay? You are free to keep working on that, all right?